What up, folks? This is Harmsy, back in the soundbox, and today, I have a cart. Now, why do I have a cart? It's because I keep having a few technical difficulties with this webcam when I put it on an extension cable. It likes to cut out, and this is the result. Like that. I didn't freeze that footage myself, it did that all by itself. And now I have a cart. But I've got to make a few modifications to this cart. And the first of which is to go over here and put a place to wrap my network cable, because it is a lot of trouble to try to pile it up, and it gets tangled up and stuff, and I don't like that. And to do that, I have got a couple of bolts, some nuts, and some washers. But I gotta drill some holes. So let me go ahead and move the camera so you can see what I'm doing and get started doing. Now that I have that out of the way, I've got one more modification I need to make to this cart before I move on to the next section of this video, and that is to make an attachment point for this power strip. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this brand new, recently acquired, tiny little handsaw that will be perfect for things like sound holes, probably, and cutting out the scrolls of violins and stuff like that. And I'm going to use it to cut short this yardstick, because there's some nasty section here from a previous project that never got recorded. And then I'm going to rivet it to the side here on the front, and then I'm going to take some tiny little screws and put them where they need to be to hold up the power strip. So let me go ahead and get that done. Who knew the back edge of a saw could be sharp too? Ouch. The great thing about using a yardstick is that I can measure on right here. Okay, how do we do that? 6.5 and 11-inch marks. That's where we want to go. Hey, Home Depot, free publicity. I'm using one of your yardsticks. So, now that I've got that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and show off some of my other recent purchases. You've already seen this tiny little handsaw that I cut myself on the back of, somehow. But I also have myself a pack of laminating strips, they were called. And I can't identify most of them, but I do know what some of these are. I think this might be some rosewood. It's kind of got some figuring like it would be. I don't know what this yellow piece is. I'm not really all that fond of it. It doesn't really look yellow on my screen, but take my word for it. It looks like a highlighter. This orange piece here, I like it. I'm not sure what it is. This purple piece is definitely some Purple Heart. I've got some plans for this later. I'm not sure what this pale orange thing is, but I've got some plans for it as well to go alongside the Purple Heart. We got ourselves a couple pieces of bird's eye maple as well. And I don't know that I can get it to focus on it instead of me. Let me go ahead and put my hand here. Maybe it'll show up. Come on. No? No? You don't just see my bloody knuckle? Okay. But anyway, I've also got a piece of what I think is oak and a piece of what I think might be belly. I'm not sure. I don't know what this is. I think this is maple, not bird's eye, just regular maple. And I think that's it for the laminating strip. Moving on, you have already seen this big old chunk of oak here, and the reason I got that was because I bought this hand plane off of eBay, and the handle is broken. So I needed to repair that. Unfortunately, I didn't have a drill bit long enough. Now I do. I've got myself a set of 12-inch drill bits. Let's see, this one is 3/8, so that's quite a big one. I think that's the biggest one I've got. We've also got ourselves a 5/16. We've got ourselves a 1/4 inch. This one is 3/16. This tiny, skinny little guy that looks easy to bend is, I want to say something 1/8. This is 1/8. I don't know why I would want a foot long 1/8 inch wide hole, but if I need one, I can make one. Final thing I want to show off is this guy. It is a T-bevel. Basically, I can set it to whatever sort of bevel I want, and I can make sure that the corner matches that angle all along the length of it. And if I have something that's actually 90 degrees, I can set it to a 90-degree angle and use it as a square, which is good because I'm trying to become a luthier. I think that's how you pronounce it, luthier? I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to be one of those guys that makes stringed instruments, and you need a T-square of this sort of size in order to do that and do it well. So, yeah. But anyway, as I was saying about that plane, I need to make a new handle for it, and I need to sharpen the blade. So, I guess it's time for some speedy bits. thing here. Well, I've tested this on several bits of wood that I have laying around, and my conclusion is it's nice and sharp. I did have a couple of problems that have nothing to do with this tool, however. The first is that I don't have a table anywhere in this basement that's sturdy enough for me to get any good power strokes with the plane and get nice, even straightness on big pieces of wood such as the oak and the poplar, and thin but hard pieces of wood such as a piece of purple heart that I tried out that ended up just getting mangled. The second problem is this. There's not a whole lot going on here. Yeah, I need to do some push-ups and some pull-ups so that I can actually use the plane effectively once I get a sturdy enough table to do so. But that's going to do it for this video. Next video, I'll get back to working on this. I got to thinking earlier today about how I cut myself on the back of this and did a quick test, and it turns out this thing makes a pretty good scraper. So, got two tools in one here, and that is always a nice thing. But next video, I'm going to go ahead and do the top of this and make some spool clamps. But until then, I have some cleaning up to do. Look at all this. I got shavings. I got Gorilla Tape residue. It's just a mess. Goodbye.